Last night, an elite committee of scholars, charlatans, and consumers of Schlereth's stinking good green chili met in the city, so nice they named it twice, to burn the midnight oil and concoct the best segment in all of sports television. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Nick's Tears.
Thank you for the great introduction. As always, Kevin Wildes. You almost fell off the desk.
I was excited.
So excited. That would have made me sad, as is this. Well, I'm always excited for the tears. Today is a sad day for the tears.
Oh, no.
Reveal the eliminated
He's really
group.
going to do it. Oh.
The prince that was promised for the first time this season in the eliminated.
Maybe next year.
Those 14 teams are out with the possible unelimination of the Las Vegas Raiders. We debated it yesterday at the committee meeting. We are not ready to do it yet, but it is on our radar. All right, now to the actual tiers. Seriously, go away. All right, these two teams. They've been in the go-away category for quite some time. We don't need to be. They need to drop down to the eliminated tier so we could have the Bucs get their act together and the rest of the AFC get their act together so we don't have to talk about these two impossibly bad offenses anymore. Next, too many teams. The Giants and Washington, one of them will be the 7th playoff seed. They theoretically both could make the playoffs, which is proof we didn't need a 7th playoff seed. The Giants of Washington, it's nice, it's a fun story, but we don't need you in the postseason. And the committee would like to remind you that once upon a time the New York Giants were 6-1, and every football ranking in America was like, oh, you got to give them credit, oh, you got to give them respect. You know what the committee said? We have to give no respect whatsoever. They do not deserve it, which brings us perfectly to our next group, honesty brokers. All these teams' records demand respect, similar to Giants' 6-1 record did. And they all should be very proud of the fact that they should all be playoff teams this year, despite, with the exception of Minnesota, none of them really having playoff expectations. However, what they also all have in common is this. Any team that is going to make the playoffs from those respective conferences would be thrilled if that is their first round matchup. Every wild card team in the NFC is hoping to get matched up with the Vikings. Every division winner in the AFC is hoping to get matched up with the Jets. That, the committee, unfortunately, must tell you as our, charge as honesty brokers. Next, medical emergency. For the second straight year, both of these teams are ruined by injury. At this point, you have to kind of look at the medical staff. Not just the dude on the Chargers who stabbed Tyrod Taylor, but the whole staff. The poor Ravens, last year it was all their running backs. This year it's all their wide receivers. Lamar's hurt again. The Chargers, it's everyone on the team. I'm not calling for anyone's job, but maybe a little overview because we can't fairly evaluate either of these teams because they are so injured. Next. Let's make a deal. That's what they tried to do this offseason. The Dolphins wanted the Bucs quarterback. Instead, they kept their quarterback, and they find themselves right now seemingly in a really good position. And both are scary round one teams, but for very different reasons. The Dolphins are scary in round one despite their quarterback. The Bucs are scary in round one solely because of their quarterback. I will admit, some members of the committee argued that we were exhibiting a little previous opinion bias when it came to saying that about Tua Tagovailoa, and I, as the chairman emeritus, overruled that my Tua opinion will be vindicated by the end of the year. Next, the Maurice Podoloff Award. You might say, what's that? Well, Maurice Podoloff was the first commissioner of the NBA, and the NBA yesterday announced they were giving out a new award, similar to the President's Trophy in the NHL, an award you get for being the best regular season team. Philadelphia, if they come up with one, you're getting one of those this year. Now, are you going to get any other awards? Probably not. You might say Buffalo. Nick, was that right? Do you think they're going to be the 1 seed? I don't. But I would like to give Bills Mafia and the good people of Buffalo some awards if I can. We already hung the banner. You have beaten the Chiefs. I also would say, hey, you are the number 1 seed in the AFC after week 13. That means something. Yeah. You know how I can prove to you it means something? Last year, do you remember the number 1 seed after week 13 was? The New England Patriots. So, Brew, I see you on. That's a true story. And now Wildes wants to fire the coach. Okay. What's up, Brew? You're going to cape for your Bills again?
I could jump all over you because of the Bills, but I'm not going to do that.
Oh!
I'm going to do it because of the Eagles. And this is interesting, Nick, because I picked Dallas to win the NFC East. Mm-hmm. You picked Philly.
Yeah.
Now we're flipped because I don't see Dallas. That means they're above Philly on the tiers. I am more of a believer now in the Eagles and you would seem to be more of a believer in
Yes,
the
that's
Cowboys.
correct. Yep.
But let me give you a few facts, courtesy of our Philadelphia native, Dusty.
Well, he's actually from Indiana, but he loves the
Oh,
Eagles. Go ahead.
he loves Philly for some reason. I don't know why now. But anyway, number one, because tiers, you're right, it's not records, right?
Wildes, what is it not?
Not the standings either.
We look at common opponents and things like, I won't even mention that they got the best record in the league. But how about common opponents?
Common opponent.
They smacked the Tennessee Titans just a few days ago.
Yeah.
What did the Titans do with the Chiefs? Gave them all they wanted. They lost by 3. What they do with the Bengals? Gave them all they wanted, lost by 4. All right, there's that. Number 2.
Wait, hold on. Can I make sure I understand? Was your argument right there that the Eagles, Bengals, and Chiefs all beat the Titans?
Yes, but
Okay.
they pummeled. They didn't just beat them.
Got it.
They
Okay.
pummeled them.
Margin of victory.
All right?
Got it. Go ahead.
The Chiefs and the Bengals edged them.
Got
And
it.
they pummeled them. All right, number 2. They're the only team in the NFL that is in the top 5 in total offense and defense. That should mean something.
Yeah.
It does to me. Number 3, they are now stopping the run. All right, that was a weakness. Now they brought in Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh. They are stopping the run, only allowing 97 yards a game rushing over the last 3 games. And they just held Derrick Henry, to the fewest rush yards
Titans
after
team did a lot
contact
for
in 5 years, Nick. Think about that. And finally, you know this because you've said it before. James Bradbury and Darius Slay, some bad boys at the corner positions. They're the only 2 corners in the league, teammates, who rank in the top 10 as a duo against passer rating. They're actually 1 and 3.
Wow.
Philly should be up. That's my beef. They should be way up in these tiers. This is a disgrace that they're so low.
Okay, well, they're not so low. I mean, I think I have 4 or 5 teams ahead of them, which I understand sounds like heresy to people that simply look at the standings. We try to be a little more nuanced, and with that coach and that quarterback, we cannot believe in them come playoff time the way we can believe in the following teams. NFC Championship game or bust. These 2 teams. Can we show it to you, please?
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, there they are. If either of these teams don't make the conference title game, they will feel like this year is a total failure. For the San Francisco 49ers, they have an all-star team. And now they also don't have Jimmy G holding them back. See what Brock Purdy can do. But they have an all-star team. The Cowboys, on the other hand, have not made the conference championship game in more than a quarter century. Both of these teams, while everyone else seems to be getting more injured, I understand the Niners just lost Jimmy G, they have added reinforcements. For the Niners, the added reinforcement was the midseason trade for Christian McCaffrey, and they are absolutely unbeatable since adding McCaffrey, except for, of course, when the Chiefs beat them by 20. And the Cowboys, do you see Tyron Smith practicing this week? That's the Cowboys edition that matters far more than Odell potentially coming back to the team. If either of these teams don't make the conference championship, they feel like their season was a failure.
Buckle up.
All right, now's the question. Will the Chiefs, the committee hears the rumors.
Can't.
Oh, the Chiefs could lose, and though it wouldn't matter, they stay at the top of the tiers. I remember when the Chiefs... Not at the top of the tiers.
Wow.
You know what they are, though? Running the table, Kansas City, Denver, Houston, Seattle, Denver, Vegas. Does that sound like Nick, did you just list some of the worst teams in football other than Seattle? Yeah. Also listed the Chiefs' remaining schedule.
Pretty good.
So all you got to do, Buffalo, to hold on to that precious 1 seed is go undefeated. You obviously won't. Stink, I don't even think you think they will. So I've got the Chiefs running the table, but right now they are not the favorites as they once were.
Well, I guess here's my problem with the Chiefs. Now, one, you talked about the Philadelphia Eagles, the playoff record, the coach. What have the Cowboys done? Haven't won a playoff game in
no, but I've seen Dak Prescott play well in a postseason game.
Okay.
I've never seen that.
Under Mike McCarthy?
What?
No, you have not seen that either,
true.
right? That has not
That's
happened
true.
either.
You're not going to get me to cape for Mike McCarthy.
Okay.
You're not going to paint me into that corner, my
no,
friend.
that's what. So you haven't seen that, and then ultimately you look at them right now. They're the 3rd team in the AFC when you talk about head-to-head competition.
You don't actually.
Yep.
They're well, it doesn't matter what I believe. It's a matter what I can prove. And they're the 3rd team right now. So you have to drop the Chiefs down. Let me see. You got to drop them down
To where?
You've got to move the Eagles, the Bills, and the Cowboys
Above them?
above them.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, it's a
Stink.
lot.
This is
That-
objective.
That's coaching
insight.
analysis.
That is coaching
That's
analysis.
very good, yeah.
Stink.
Yeah.
I just have a question.
Yeah.
of
I'm
all.
not going to answer it.
No. I'm just, who do you think is the best quarterback in the AFC? I'm just curious.
Who I think is the best quarterback?
Yeah.
in it? That's a great question.
Yeah, just throw a name out there.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Joe Burrow is kind of.
Okay, but who do you think? Right,
But
so,
it's not
but
a
who do you
quick
think?
passing
But who do you think? Just say a name,
Yeah.
quick. We got it's time to go.
Mahomes.
And I'm just curious when it comes to the teams that are high on the tiers. Who do you think is the best coach in the AFC? Throw Belichick out. Belichick, they're emeritus. But if you could have any of the coaches,
Oh my, this
Well-
is painful to watch.
Yeah, you know what?
You're
But
getting
here's
filleted out here.
Don't answer.
The playoff hubris of your coach bothers me a little bit.
My coach.
Yes.
All right. Well, listen. You can go ahead and cape for
Save
Zach
that.
Taylor
Yes.
if you
Good.
like, but
Yeah.
that's
I like
fine.
that.
All
Well
right,
done.
and now finally,
Well done.
for the first time in their history, atop the tiers.
Wow.
However, the category is not called favorites. I have bestowed a greater honor on them. The Cincinnati Bengals. They are on the Jamie Lannister tier. People that aren't Game of Thrones fans might say, huh? Jamie Lannister was a character in Game of Thrones. You know what he went by? Kingslayer. Because he killed the king, and he was always famous for it. Well, that's what the Bengals did in the playoffs last year, and that's what the Bengals did last week. So they get to sit atop the tiers as the Kingslayers of the NFL for the time being. Now, it should be noted, Jamie, at some point, spoiler alert, got his hand chopped off and died a horrible death. That's neither here nor there. Go ahead, Wildes.
Okay, I will make my petition short. I'm moving the Buffalo Bills up, even though they destroyed my Patriots. Why? See this jacket right here? It says 80% wool, 20% objectivity. First of all, literally the number 1 seed. You look at the playoff picture, it's the Bills. I know it's not the standings, but that's got to mean something.
yeah,
Also,
thank
look at who the Chiefs have. That's basically a bye as well. Reason number 2, the defense. Missing Von Miller at the same time. I just saw the Buffalo Bills go into Foxborough without Von Miller, looking stout against the baby goat. A great quarterback, offensive coordinators, a little bit lacking, but the offense was humming, not against the Buffalo Bills. And finally, we talk a lot about Justin Jefferson. We talk a lot about Jamar Chase. We talk a lot about Tyreek Hill. I'm watching Stephon Diggs saying, you know what? This guy's underhyped.
Oh.
I need to be. You know what I'm going to declare?
That's
here we go.
That's fair.
Here we go.
Yeah,
I like that. Uh-oh.
I'm now a Stephon Diggs fan.
All
Wow.
right.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, it's official now. Everybody wants to talk about Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, not me. I'm talking about Stephon Diggs. You know why?
with that.
80% wool, 20% objectivity. The Bills need to move up.
Okay.
Fast but
Well
Listen,
done. Well done.
I
Very well.
appreciate that.
Very
That
well.
was well done, and I'm not even going to hold against you the number 1 seed thing because a year ago today the Patriots were the number 1 seed and it all fell apart. I'm not going to do that. I am, however, because, and I know we're short on time, I need 30 seconds here. America, about an hour and a half ago, Kevin Wildes betrayed my trust in a truly critical way, revealing confidence to my wife of all people. That happened. We'll save for the post-show meeting for the full details. So I am going to betray him equally.
Ooh.
I was sitting in his office today. He was about 2/3 of the way done with the Bills tier. And the Von Miller news came down. And Kevin Wildes said, and I quote, "God dog it, I'll do him anyway." His heart wasn't even really in it. The Von Miller injury.
Wildes.
The Von Miller injury has ruined the take of the disrespected
throws a
defense.
curveball
Say
in.
it
Yeah,
out.
well, you know what?
Is that true?
What throws a curveball in?
Yeah, so I don't even
But
need...
you don't believe? I believe still. You don't believe?
Am I not
the
80% wool,
Bills?
20% objectivity?
Did,
What are you talking
I
about?
have
did
no
you really
idea
say
what that
dog?
means, but
Doggone it.
You doggone right. Hey, coming up.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.